As we head into the aftermarket here on a busy Wednesday afternoon. First off, we had that pop in net app early on. That's Mullen, but we had a pop in net app, or Cloudflare, I should say, NET. SpaceX, guys, working with Cloudflare to speed up Starlink services. So that was from the information. Again, that NET did pop up during the afternoon there. So working with SpaceX on a day. Yeah, you saw Mullen there. Huge move late in the day on that note that they have some information regarding the illegal trading of their stocks that they're going to come out with in the coming days here. So heavy volume into the close. We'll keep that in mind going into not only tomorrow, but the next couple of days for Mullen. Also, Nvidia, 3% still back to the upside today ahead of its report as we all await. Nothing yet, but again, it's supposed to come closer to 415, 420. Sean will have that for you. We'll keep an eye on Nvidia here. No volume whatsoever. That is a very green board to end the day as far as the S&P 500 is concerned. It was all about tech right from the word go this morning. All of these names to the upside. There are a few here negative on the day. Boeing, one of those, not a tech name, but in that group anyway. Nvidia, AVGO, Apple, AMD, Texas Instruments, Intel down here, all among the leaders. Google, Meta, Microsoft, Oracle, the usual suspects, including, Netflix with a huge day, 3.75% back higher on that note of higher subscribers coming for Netflix in the U.S. specifically on the ad tier or ad-supported tier specifically for Netflix. So good look for them going into the rest of the week here. Banks were strong. Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot as well, all end the day to the upside. Here is the Nvidia note coming up again in a few minutes here. We'll get earnings from Nvidia. Yeah, yields down huge ahead of Jackson Hole coming up tomorrow and Friday. Remember, Friday, the main event. We'll get Fed Chair Powell at 10 a.m. on Friday morning making his comments. Here is that note on Netflix. Full year 25. Sean's fine. Nothing's happening. He's throwing his mic around, but it'll be fine. Full year 25 as subscribers lap up paid sharing. So it's all about the paid tier in this note from the Wall Street Journal, or Oppenheimer, I should say, that came out this morning for Netflix. AMC share is going to be on watch tomorrow as well. Again, they'll start trading on that 10-to-1 reverse split effective as of the open tomorrow. Here is the Qs. NVTS just moving around. I'm hearing in my ear here with some positive data. But the Q's back to the upside on decent volume here, Sean. I'm not seeing anything yet, but I mean, obviously, if Nvidia is going to move, the NASDAQ is going to move as well. So we'll keep an eye on both Nvidia and the Qs.
Yeah, samesies here. We got Nvidia ready to rock and roll here. Thank you for joining us in the after show. You got 22 years experience with me. Chris Bretcher coming on with 42 years. So wow, I have never. Well, 42 years is a long time, so we're going to talk to him about all of his experience. A market maker at the CBOE in the IBM trading pit. He's going to talk all about that with us. Over 8 years there, prop trader as well. It should be exciting to talk to Chris coming out very soon. My eyes are all over Nvidia, so we will not miss that trust, me when I tell you that, coming through very soon. So we'll also wait for Snowflake as well. I mean, and if Nvidia comes out, I do have the chat going on, so let's see who's here right now before we go over the market recap. Who's here right now? We've got Youth is here. What's up to Havana Woody? What's up to Chill Vibes? Yo, what's up, Chill Vibes? What's up to Bears vs. Bulls? My guy, Vin is here as well. We do have a roll call animation. Do it. We have Comp SRX1. Okay, I like that. Subscriber roll call, I like that. All right, is Snowflake out? People talking about it. Everyone's on this board right now. So let's go over to Snowflake and see if that is out right now. Nice little move up to 160 and change on Snowflake. Let's zoom out to get a little bit of a bigger view. 160 could be a good stopping zone there. We do have the 200 period up here at 164, followed by VWAP at 170 and change. So Brendan is giving the okay now that snow is out. So I'll do a little search here on my Benzinga platform. Benzinga Pro, get the Pro platform in front of you right now. So I don't have it on here, but it must, it'll be out in just a couple seconds here with Snowflake. But there it is, making a little bit move to the downside. We could check out right now, as I bump this out, our minute chart for Snowflake. Let's just have a quick look. When those come across, oh, there it is right here. So I got it on Benzinga right now. So it is making a move down to 153, 154. Now, we were just at 152 earlier today. Let's pop this back in. Possible downside to 142 and change. Here comes Snowflake right now. Okay, so 25 cents. I mean, whenever I see green on here, I know that's generally pretty good. 25 cents beats the 10-cent number there. So that's good. 674 versus 662. That's better. Everything looks fine right now on the initial look here for Snowflake. So I like that. We'll see if it's why they don't like this number. We'll find out when it comes through. But again, looking at a 140 possible take. And you get anything down here. I really like big data right now. We've seen Palantir take it on the nose a little bit after their report, making all the way to 20, falling back into $13.50, $14 for PLTR. So we'll have a look at that. And of course, we are waiting for the biggest and the baddest of them all to come through. And that is going to be Nvidia coming out. All right, because it's on the market recap. Do I have to go topic next for that one? There it is. Let's talk about the market recap. So what was going on today? You know, when Chris comes on here, Mr. Brecher, we could talk about silver as well. Wow, 4% up today for SLV. That's a nice move. We actually talked about this yesterday, how commodities are moving around. They've been sort of bumping up and down. We've seen gold making nice moves lately, and then you can catch gold at the bottom. We actually gave this trade the other day right now as well. The SMH today, obviously on Nvidia and on AMD, everything getting back up to the upside with the semiconductors right there. The SMH nicely done to the upside. I love this play, getting in. If Nvidia dips down, the actually safe play in this, in my opinion, would be the SMH. If you like AI, why? I mean, look, you could have all your chips in Nvidia. If you've gone up to that, it's 300% in the money this year alone, Nvidia up 3x. But you could just also buy the SMH. Much safer play from 100 up to 160. You're not hating that play, but it's definitely not Nvidia. Get them all. Get SMH. What's down here? Oh, I meant to talk about this, and maybe we could do this with Danielle about options, or even anybody really. UNG, the Natural Gas Fund, big time mover here. They call this the Widowmaker for a reason. Huge move to the downside right now on UNG, making some lower moves coming through. Still eyes on Nvidia, not coming in right now. USO, a lot of people probably cheering this. United States oil to the downside today, finally getting some relief. We've seen oil take out some nice highs in the last little while, so that's good that oil's pulled back off of that $75 level. This, of course, is just USO. We're not talking about the barrels of oil yet. XLE basically flat. Anything else? TAN has really gotten hit. Again, this is going to be the solar ETF. TAN continues to make moves to the downside, so that's pretty ugly into that. And if you wanted to pick up some TAN, you go all the way back to May, guys. May, where we had this TAN all the way down there. Might be worth it, man. Nice move to the upside. We did have the infrastructure bill and so on and so forth. We'll wait to see if solar can get some more funding, but going back into May, this looks like a good little buy. I've never been in this ETF or in this space at all. I've looked at N-Phase. We've talked about FSLR with First Solar, but I'm wondering just about this TAN ETF. Let's do some more work on that. Nice move to the downside, and now just down into $55. All right, so that's it. I mean, there's not too much else here that's catching my eye. Obviously, we had a monster day for the NASDAQ, up 1.67%, so the Qs continue to go higher. And it's funny because we're going to have Chris come on. He told me he's trading the Qs and the spiders, one of his specialties, the indexes. So it's great that we're going over this. And of course, regional banks, a little bit of a bump there with the KRE. This name has been destroyed off of PacWest, off of First Republic, so on and so forth, Silicon Valley Bank. So, you know, pick up some strength down there if you get into the $40 range for KRE. Okay, man, let's go over to our next topic, which is going to be all about earnings. I am going to call Chris up pretty soon because he's almost ready, perfect, because we may want to talk a little bit about Nvidia before it does come through. But let's go over, oops, not VDA, NVDA. Got to slow down when you're typing it in the charts, young fellow. I just called myself young, but I am not. That went up to 476 right there. Again, we could just keep on watching this. We'll zoom in a little bit to get to, this is the 1 minute. We're not too worried. Unfortunately, we have some down wicks there, so we can watch out for the 15 minute as well. I'm not concerned about that. You did have some high up wicks there. Nvidia is not out yet. When it does come out, we'll find out about that and get that right to you. One name that is out though is Snowflake. Just let me know, Fabian, and we can bring on our guest at any time. Right now, so here's Benzinga on Snowflake. Okay, here we go. Product revenue in the third quarter, 670 to 675. They forward see 2.6 billion right now in product revenue. That seems like a better number for Snowflake. I'm not getting anything out right here. Here we go. Q2 diluted EPS of 22 cents. Okay, so that's a little bit different. I thought we first maybe read 26, but right there changed into 22. I'm not seeing anything come across right now, so let's just have a quick look on Snowflake and what that numbers are coming in with. Again, look at that, man. Up, down, and around. Snowflake doing that dance right now. So we're just going to wait for Nvidia to come in. That is the earnings call coming with you on Nvidia. We'll have this in a minute. We are going to have Chris in a minute. You guys just let me know when we're ready to go. We are testing out the mic to make sure that it is all good. Shout out to Bears vs. Bulls. And again, a shout out to everybody that's with us. Man, are we excited about these earnings. Let's just go over Nvidia real quick. My last couple trades on that name, we could just see us. This is what we were doing. We played a 470 break there late in the day. Those of you that are watching me trade it, we actually wound up making money despite getting stopped out every time on this trade because our stops were really tight. Like we take a 470 break, we get out at 469.75. So it's like a 25 cents worth of a hit right there, and we were able to get some out at 472. So there it is. This is the sort of the intraday high. We got filled at 472, and you can see it's just printing through and through and through now. I'm going to make sure that I do have Benzinga up just in case that does hit at some point. We'll watch out for Nvidia coming through. But okay, so that's what's happening right now. Where do I think Nvidia can wind up going? Basically to the moon. I'm not going to make a prediction on where we think Nvidia can go, but I know there's a lot of strike prices happening at $500. So let's hit this right now. It is time for Trader Talk. Mr. Chris Brecher, how are you, my friend? And thank you so much for joining us live on Trader TV Live, the after show. Thank you so much, my friend. I bet you it was a busy day for you on Nvidia.
It was busy, and it's also talking about the first time I'm on, put me under the gun with Nvidia coming out. Wow.
Hey,
but wanted to tell you a cool trade today that worked is the QQQ options trade till 4:15. But QQQ obviously keeps going even when Nvidia is going. So what happens is there's gigantic premium in the QQQ puts and calls, even at 4:15 when they expire. And the reason being is like now, you can look at QQQ. I don't know if you could see my screen up there.
We can, yep.
But you can see the 369 puts. So they closed at 98 cents, or they're trading there right now. Well, they're out of the money. They're out of the money by only 11 cents. But the point is, if Nvidia collapses, you can actually call your clearing firm between 4:15 and 5. So let's say Nvidia usually comes out at 4:20.
Yep.
So let's say at 4:30 it implodes, and the QQQ all of a sudden is 365. You can actually call your firm and tell them to manually exercise your out of the money puts and then buy the underlying ETF. And that's why these stayed up.
I didn't know you could get out of your options after hours. There are brokers that would do that for you?
Well, not to trade them, but to exercise them. I do this all the time. So now, like if I bought the 368 puts, so I'm not even sure where they closed. 368 puts 54 cents. So if Nvidia just implodes and it goes to 361, I can call Schwab between now and 5 o'clock. It's pushing it to do it right at 5, but you have up to then to manually exercise your put and tell them exercise it. The only negative is it's a $369 product. 100 shares is 36,000. But usually they'll stay on the phone with you and say, yeah, exercise it right now. Why don't you go buy the stock while exercising? So it's really cool to be able to do that after the close. And that's why they have so much huge premium before the close. In fact, I put up a chart for you at the 369 puts. Can you see that up there?
Yeah, we can see everything.
Great. I hope not everything. But the thing in there is on the close, no matter what the QQQ was doing the last 2 hours, those stuck at 70 cents, between 60 and 70. They just stuck. And they were going to stuck because everybody's worried about maybe getting exercised.
Right.
So that's why in the close, that was a quick 40% from the 70 cents to the $1.10. Very low risk trade because they were going to stay up no matter what.
Chris, I mean, I think you're going to be a friend of mine for a very long time, and I know the chat is really liking you right now. This is the kind of trading that they're all talking about. You have over 42 years of experience trading. You told me that you were a market maker on the CBOE. You're in the IBM pit. How much fun was that? Might not be as fun today as obviously it was back then with all the automation right now. You were in a was it prop firm or day trading? Did you have to put up your own capital?
Prop firm.
Okay, for over 9 years. Over 9 years right there. And you explained to me that you like to use RSI. Is that your favorite indicator to use?
No, MACD. It was more that I like to use an oscillator. I use the MACD, and I've been using it for 40 years. I used to get like a charting service that it was proprietary until computers took over. It's the same indicator, and that's why that company isn't really around anymore.
Right.
So I just use the 31016 MACD.
Okay.
It's not the stock one that's in, let's say, Thinkorswim or TradingView, but that's the one I use. And it's been very reliable. But the key is to use some kind of oscillator.
Right, I agree. I'm more of a moving average kind of guy. I do like to use stochastics a little bit, whether or not you're using Bollinger Bands or something. I think that's very, very important. I'll talk to you more about this going through. So is that the only trade that we're looking at right now with Nvidia? You've got those QQQs. Do you have anything on Nvidia themselves? You were mentioning possibly a butterfly. And before you mention anything about what you have on, could you maybe explain what exactly the position that, you don't have to tell us, not about the size or anything like that, but sort of what you're thinking about here heading into such a volatile report that we're expecting?
Sure. By the way, I love using the moving averages, the ones that the most people watch, like the 50 SMA.
Oh.
I use it a lot on the 4 hour. I use it on the daily. That trade I was talking about in the Qs, I'm out of. I'm not going to take that kind of risk. But you're finally getting the NASDAQ up near the 50 moving average again. Right. So because of that, and I want to look for bearish reversal signals at the 50, but then you have the gap risk, obviously, with Nvidia. So what we did is we went out till next Monday and did a QQQ put fly, 369, 360, 351. It's a $9 fly for like $1.64. Okay. So that way, if the market implodes, you're going to do great. Plus, they'll probably suck the volatility out of the Qs as well. So we did that one.
I feel like you're more bearish heading into this report. Every time I hear you, you're using the word implode, not explode to the upside. So we are now, Chris, we are now 1 minute away from the expected release of the earnings. So do you mind sticking with us? We'll go over the earnings. I'll find some of the numbers, and then you can have a look at what's happening, and then maybe give your assessment as it comes down, because I'm going to go over, try to read the earnings as it comes through. Right now, we're looking at 472.20 right here. If you can come to my screen quickly, Ramin, that'd be great. So right here, Nvidia did get a fat finger up there to 477. I am expecting some wildness. This is just a 1 minute chart. I'm expecting to see some craziness off the report as algos will start kicking in, and then we'll have a quick little look to see where we're going. But this is what Nvidia is looking like right now. We'll zoom out just a little bit to catch this trade, because I think it's going to be a wild one. Would not surprise me, Chris, if we went down to 450 and change. The implied move on this, and I don't know if you, I mean, obviously you look at implied volatility, but it was over 10% in the options market today, which to me was surprising. I thought it would have been a little bit higher than that, but here we are. We're
totally.
What did you think? 10% seems light, right? I think the move will be more than that.
I thought it should be a lot more. The only thing going for it has some good support around 430, and they have a giant buyback. Right. So maybe that's why the expected move is only 48. So if it goes up like it's doing, I'll just say I bought 1,000 calls. If it starts getting killed, I'll just tell you I bought 1,000 puts. I hope that's okay.
Is that going up? What stock was that? I don't even see Nvidia being out yet, but there it is. So it's not working on this screen for some reason. I don't know why, but there is Nvidia right now. 500 we just hit. 505 coming through. Here we go. It's Nvidia, baby, and it is starting to rock. Nice little move up to 505, 510. We're starting to go right now on Nvidia. The numbers are out, Chris. We have them right here, right now, off Benzinga report. 13.5 billion. There's that number everybody was looking at. It's not 11 billion. It is 13.5 billion. They're all floating through right now. There's the revenue beat. 270 beats 209. Nvidia flying. You can see the price right here if you're looking at it. 429% increase year over year. Who cares about that? We knew that was going to be big. So far, so good. A nice little release here for Nvidia. It does get going there. If there's anything coming across, Jensen Huang right now, CEO, a new computing era has begun. We know that. Bang. For everybody watching this. Companies worldwide are transitioning from general purpose to accelerated computing. It is Nvidia, and the earnings are out. 13.5 beating the 11.2. So there's the number that everyone is looking at. It's a beat for Nvidia. So everybody that was holding some of those calls, we'll have to see if they're going to print in the money tomorrow. But we are now under that ominous level of 5 bills right now. So what say you on this, Chris? What do you think about this quarter and maybe the price action that we're seeing so far?
Well, the first thing is that so much of their sales, China said so, a lot of other people that utilize AI, that they front loaded a lot of their sales to now, so to the present, and that there might be just a lull the end of next year. So I'm really dying to see what they say on their conference call to see what they're seeing, not just the headline number. That's one of the things. Right now, it's acting fine. What's fascinating, those QQQs I told you about that were out of the money.
Yep.
The QQQ 370 calls closed at 1, and now they're 1 point in the money. Now they're 180 in the money. So theoretically, you could have gone in there and said, I want to manually exercise and then sell the stock, sell the QQQ. I'm looking right now, the 370s closed at 103. So right now they beat $2 in the money. Oh, so you can actually call Schwab and then short the stock. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, okay, so that would probably be so good advice. I misunderstood when you said it the first time. You're actually going to exercise the contract, not actually sell the physical contract. But like you said,
right. If I did it, I didn't do it. I mean, no, it's I'm looking at it. It really didn't move the QQQ that much, but I really think with Nvidia, it comes down to the conference call, and this. This is fine tomorrow. We'll see if those 500 options, if they just lose their premium or vacillates around 500. Like you said, there's a boatload of open interest at 500.
Chris.
Right.
I was just going to say right now, this is what we do on the show. Get ready. When there's a big trade, this is what happens. There's some bangs happening right now. I don't know if you just saw the feed. Obviously, you did not. Here we go. 512 right now coming through on Nvidia. So there we go. Bang it out right now, man. There goes Nvidia. Nice upside move into 512. And you know why, Chris? It's because of exactly what you were mentioning right here. We do have an expected talking right here. They do see, look at this number for Q3. Nvidia looking at $16 billion of revenue coming through for Q3. Man, that's a big number. That's what they're looking for. That is absolutely monstrous, beating the 1261 expected. So there we go. We are going to the moon, baby, as there goes Nvidia. It's a huge move to the upside. Great job for Jensen Huang and the friends of Nvidia as you're starting to take out names and numbers as you go back up to 515. You know what sucks the worst, man, is that as a day trader, Chris, and this happens to you all the time, I'm certain of this, is like I got killed yesterday going long Nvidia thinking that this was going going to happen, before it actually happened. But n'est pas, that's a little bit of French for you. That was not the case at all. We had a nice move today. I tried to even fight 470 all morning. I mean, look, here's me here, right here. Go to my screen, please, Ramin. This is me buying 470s at the end of the day and maximum getting out $2, and boom goes the dynamite up to 515, and here's the pullback down. If this kind of market action does not get you excited, I feel like you are in the wrong business. But Chris Brecher, you are now working with Simpler Trading. So what did you want to sort of talk about what your role maybe is currently right now? We have Senior Managing Director of Simpler Stocks up on the screen. Just a quick little minute, one minute recap where our viewers could maybe find you.
Well, basically I'm sort of a jack of all trades because I'll trade whatever product seems like it would make us money. I'm really into correlations. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be watching Nvidia versus AMD. Then I'm going to be watching some bizarre stuff like Netflix versus Nvidia and seeing if it refuses to rally with the NASDAQ up 336. But we'll do correlations. We'll do butterflies. We'll trade puts or any kind of options. And we've even traded Bitcoin. So our theory was that Bitcoin would get nailed once student loan payments started again. So we were leaning short Bitcoin at about 29.5. So we'll trade stock, we'll trade options. I'm really into chart patterns. So especially bull and bear flags, and I call them Brecher ledges, which is a bear flag with a horizontal bottom to it. And you can make a living just from those three patterns. But we do a lot of other creative trades too, like you just saw with the QQQ.
Great, perfect. That was a hell of a lot of fun, man. We had a lot of fun over here with that today, and Nvidia and Snowflake and all of that. So, hey, I think this went really well. We'll talk offline, but I'd love to have you back on. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I think your information was invaluable to those in the chat, well, especially those trading options. So thank you so much for some of that, and we'll hopefully have you back on really, really soon. Have a great time and a great evening. That's Chris Brecher from Simpler Stocks. Is it Simpler Stocks or Simpler Trading?
Simpler Trading, and my site is the Chart Patterns Mastery within it.
Ooh, I like that name. Thank you, Chris. Have a great night, and good luck with tomorrow. I'll be on Nvidia as well, my friend.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Ciao. Well, that was... Trader Talk. Nvidia, 88% beat on the revenue number. That is an absolute monster for them as you are starting to pull back in. So what a great opportunity to talk with. I mean, we might not even do this next topic, but I mean, we were going to talk about Google today and how well that was traded on a breakout. But for right now, you want to talk about Google or Nvidia? I mean, that was a big number there. Let me just go over Google real quick because I feel like I should have had more shares, and maybe this could have been the only one trade, and then you're done for the day. Obviously, when you're trading on the show, we're giving you some action. We're making some plays. It was a good day overall on the show, but there's that big revenue beat for Nvidia, and you could see it's not really doing anything to Google here today. But look at this level right here, and this is sort of what I wanted to talk about. You had this 132 right here. Once that was taken out, we knew that we liked 132. This is a 20-minute chart for Google, so we bumped our head up a couple days ago at 132 on the 17th, and we've been back into here. The minute we got that move to the upside was game on, and that's really what we did immediately here with Google right off the jump. Okay, that's the retest. Sorry, I got to zoom back out. There it is right here, right off the open. Not only did we have to wait for it, I mean, look, it feels bad not having 130 longs, but there's nothing wrong with being late to the party if you're well-dressed, and we knew that we were coming in for a 132 break. So when it broke it, it actually never went against us. It might have ticked slightly against us. We started seeing a fade at about 132.50, which goes back on the daily level. But once we started taking that out, it gave us an opportunity to reload it, and we did exactly that and got out for about $1.50 on the top end of it. And then if we zoom back out, this is really the trade that I was proud of that one as well. But this is a bigger trade, but this is almost a better entry because it comes back to VWAP, and we were very, very patient. We waited for that fill, reloaded it, and was able to get out at that same price again of 133. So some good trades there on Google today. If you learn anything from the trade reviews, bit of thumbs up in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Put some comments in it. I'm going to try to review a trade that made a lot of sense to me. It doesn't necessarily have to be winning trades. On, what was it, 2 days ago with Nvidia, where we got crushed, or it was yesterday on Nvidia? We talked about how poorly we traded that through 480. Now it seems silly that we're talking about Nvidia 480, but let's see where it is right now as we continue to go. That is the end of our trade review. We can now do a little bit of a roll call, which we'll do in a minute, but there goes Nvidia again. Still, our servers are still up right now, so Nvidia making that move back through 508 and 510. So what a great move it was today for Nvidia, and let's see what happens tomorrow, man. We're doing tons of volume here in the aftermarket. More now in the aftermarket than we were in the last, basically the last half hour. We're keeping up pace right here. Interesting to see if people are a little bit off sides on what Chris was talking about there with some of the options. Yeah, let's check that out. Good call there. Shout out to Chill Vibes in the chat. Why not check out Nvidia with AMD right now? Yes, sir. There it is right now. It's a banger on what is my favorite graphic. It's a little long. It's a little long. It's a little long. It's a little long. Right there. But we have breaking news, and that is, of course, Nvidia earnings. But look what happened to AMD as well. Nice pop up to AMD, up into 113 and change right there for AMD. Now fading out a little bit, you know, kind of as expected. Again, with AMD, we actually had some good trades on this today with some shorts back in. Wow, that was much better than I thought. All these shorts back. When you reanalyze stuff, it's really hard to do it when you're in the middle of the show. And you look back and it's like, damn, that was a good trade. But we got out at the end there when it broke through 109. But still, that was a nice trade on AMD. But you can see right now it is starting to go back up to the upside. Other chip names, I know Neil was talking about Marvell today. Coming in. What is that name doing here? Wow, nice move for Marvell upside as well, that 6%. Let's see if Intel's catching any love on this, 33.75. For some reason, Intel goes the other way. Huh? Like, you know you're in the wrong name if you're in Intel and it's going the other way on that. Let's just check out the safety net, which is the SMH. There's various other ETFs that you guys can trade as well. I expect to see a nice little bump up for SMH there, and we talked about that before as well. Let's check back in on Snowflake. Snowflake didn't have great numbers, but again, they seemed like they were in line as well, and there was actually a beat on Snowflake. So Snowflake's earnings right here were earlier, SNOW. Let's go here, Snowflake, and just see exactly what it was. Shares fall, but they're not falling right now. It's a little bit of an older report. Yeah, revenue beats by 36%. So that's that. We'll hear when they're talking all about it. 36%, there it is right there. Year over year revenue beat. So it looks like it's going to be pretty good. We'll have to wait to see what Frank Slootman, of course, from ServiceNow, Frank Slootman. That's why I've been into Snowflake for a while, and I like the name. I do like the CEO over there. So we'll find out what they're going to talk about. And he's a smart dude, right? So this name will just continue to run up. Looks like our charts are down right now, so that was that. But let's go over right now. Do you have the roll call? Let's hit the roll call if we have that, Ramesh. All right, so that was quick. Okay, so roll call quick. Other one going a little bit. Tesla's still going. We can have a quick look on Tesla right now. So this is Stock Blitz and roll call all in one. So let's say a shout out to everybody that's here right now. It is T-Daddy is here. You want to bring Chris back? Sure, we'll bring Chris back. We'll see if we can do that. We'll flex little muscles around here, see if we can get him back. Apple Red Market is doomed. What's up to Jonathan? What's up to Deez as well? I don't know if you're on shrooms or what, but that's some nice pictures right there. Shout out to Chill Vibes as we go, man. Put your name in the chat right now, says Bears vs. Bulls. Dr. Strange, what's up? Thank you so much. You like the guest. I told you we're going to come with some fire out as well. What's up to BTC? Did Chris say you was short BTC at 29.5? That's pretty good. Word up, crypto blogger. Word up. I used to read Word Up magazine as well. Significant levels on PLTR. We can go over that for sure. My main man, what's up to Ross is here as well. Yo, what's up to DVD right there? Rob Van Dam, RVD, if anybody knows about, come to the screen. Rob Van Dam, the whole damn show. That's what we're talking about right now. Look, I'm doing this after show for a reason. I love being here. We wanted to keep you guys in. We talked about, you know, having some more experience here, giving you guys the guests that you wanted, talking all about trades, reviewing trades. This is what we're doing. It's the after show, and you're here right now. Yo, what's up to Ken Dog, Rojon? What's up, Zoltan? I know you're on the show as well. Thank you so much, Zordon. The best way to support the show is by continuously liking it and continuously showing up. So what up, Primac? What up, Chill Vibes? All right, that's roll call. We're not done yet, though, because I did say we would go over some key levels, and so I did see Palantir there. If we're going to do stock blitz, let's do it right and call up a little bit of PLTR right now on the screen. So I'll call that up. Let's just do this right now, Palantir. Although we're not going to have live trading right now on Palantir, but it had itself a day. Wow, did Palantir ever moon right there. For everybody that's long, you can see I don't have all of my keys over here, but we do have the bang. Palantir with a huge move. No worries. I like the bang. That was the original. That's where we all started this, man. But there it is. It's a nice move up for Palantir. Huge move on the snowflake news, so congratulations. You guys know that I'm a Palantir shareholder. I was actually a pretty big investor at their IPO, which it was not. It was a direct list down there at 9.25. That's where I own most of my shares. I've been averaging in back and forth. I actually bought some at 14. So we'll see where Palantir can go. But it's nice to be back up to $16 right now for PLTR. If you're going to look at some, levels for this name, let's go into a 20-minute chart. Uh-oh. Okay, good. It's loading up. I'm glad to see that. So now we're all clear, man. So those of you, you're going to see me trading this tomorrow. As long as Snowflake can hold up. What's up, Kat? How are you doing? All right, Derek and 4L Taz from Kat. There you go. You get the shout out. So thank you so much to Kat for that as we're going on there. But okay, thank you for that. Kat putting in extra time now. Hey, you're 6 minutes over, Kat. Don't send us the bill for that. $16. So I think you've now cleared the way. We'll see if it can hold up. But I actually like this break. If we can get a break tomorrow of 16 long, I think you got it, man. You're clearing out the way. This reminds me of my boy Google. Very, very similar break long on this. Obviously, Google was breaking the top side, but you had a good earnings report for Palantir that sent this thing rocketing, so we'll see if it could do that for Snowflake. But thank you so much for giving us Palantir, because I think this is a great name for the stock blitz. Not only do I think Palantir is going to be a great stock to hold for the long term, I actually like its potential here for tomorrow. So thank you so much for bringing that up. And then before we go, again, the chart's not going to be good, but we can look over here at Nvidia trading away as well. So here it is right here. Please ignore the chart. This is the live quote of 504.50. So I think we just did next topic, tomorrow's trade. I think that Palantir could be a great one, but if we're actually going to do it, let me find if I can find out where is my other trade ideas. It might have closed on me, my trade ideas window. Here it is right here. So, okay, so tomorrow's trade. Here's Tesla, by the way. Tesla gets a, what's up with that? Did we have breaking news? I almost hit the thing, but it's too long. Did we have breaking news on Tesla? Tesla going upside with Nvidia right there. So as soon as 420 hit, Tesla making moves back up to the upside, which is kind of funny because I think we could probably talk about Tesla's trade tomorrow, but Tesla's been on a real nice run since earnings. Opposite since earnings, but over the last couple of days, man, we saw a 12 bottom there in Tesla come through 212. Now you're hitting some nice upside moves of 240. The trade that I really want to talk about, obviously, is going to be Nvidia. So, regardless of where this trade goes tomorrow, I still always feel like you always are going to want to defend a $500 level. So you're going to hear me and Neil talk about this. As long as as long as Nvidia tomorrow is above 500, I feel safe going long in front of that. Now you're going to have to try to find out the true range of the stock. We'll see in the aftermarket where it goes today. We've obviously seen it bump up here from 474-ish up to 513-ish as the high. The high looks like it was almost 515. So look at this though. Look where we bounced off of. And I mean, I'm just talking about this ahead of I didn't even see these wicks before I talked about it. But look what was defended 500. So I feel like as a day trader, and especially if you're going to trade some options tomorrow, this is going to be a really key level. There's going to be a lot of traders that have been long or short, either via calls or puts of this name. Let's see where it acts at 500 tomorrow. And then again, that bottom right there, 495, these were all put in on fat fingers. Oh no, that's actually 422. So I believe Nvidia came out just about 420, almost right on the knot there. So came out as expected, stopped at 495. So for me, how about a 500 trade on less shares tomorrow? Maybe you use 100 shares. So your risk is I don't know, maybe that's a lot. I don't know, but whatever. That's probably what I'll be playing with. $500 there, down to $495. I think that's worth it on that. We'll see. Tomorrow's trade has to be Nvidia. If it's not Nvidia, then why not trade its brethren here with AMD? I think there's a good opportunity for advanced micro devices to come through. And again, why is that not loading? I'm going to have to do it on my other screen, I feel like. Advanced micro devices coming through tomorrow could have also a bump upside there. Let me just call this up. I just want to make sure that we do AMD for everybody. So there's AMD right now. Wow, still the same type of thing. Nice 112 move, holding out for us at 111. Again, anything back down here, if you're able to get a flush early on these names, Nvidia gave us absolutely nothing to worry about. I feel like it's an all clear. We'll wait for the call. What a great show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Chris Bretcher for coming through from Simpler Trading. A great one there. 42 years of experience. I liked him. Put in the chat if you did as well. Put the comments on the board after the show. Go to YouTube. Put some comments there. Not in the chat, man. Put it in the comment section for YouTube. So who's still here? Shout out to Nicole Harris. Foot Locker saved you today. What a great trade that was. If we can go over to the screen, I'll do one more little rundown here. Thank you so much for Nicole Harris. Finch Jane, I saw you on the main show as well. So a little bit of roll call to end the day. Tony Price is here as well. Chill Vibes, thank you so much for sticking with us, man. Awesome show today. Thank you so much, youth. Despite me being, I'd say like I'm feeling like 70%. I did have the water here today. Nothing's gonna stop me. It doesn't. The last time I took a day off was pretty much never. We're forced to take vacations here in Canada. What kind of a stupid rule is that? They don't want to pay us out. I still have a lot of days left. I'll probably be taking some days off near the end of December, but I was blessed enough to go to Rome this summer and spend a couple times with my family as well. And then I have a whole bunch of tournaments. Oh, Kat and Ramin both want my days. I'd rather, I don't know how that's all going to work out. Last year, we actually, me, Brendan, and Neil both had to like struggle to get time off at the end of December, but okay, so thank you so much for watching again. I see the chat still going crazy. Thank you so much for everything. I'm Sean Katina. Make sure you follow me at Trader TV Sean. That's something you could do. Let's get that algorithm going as well. We're posting fun stuff there. Thank you for joining me with Nvidia. I hope you had a great time. I'm Sean Katina from Trader TV Live. Ciao, everybody. End or not?